When the Anbernic RG28XX was first announced, I was excited about it. I was looking for a small horizontal handheld like the RG405M or the RG35XXH, but I wanted a much smaller form factor that could fit right into my pockets or my everyday carry. Smaller handhelds are often seen as cool novelties. I have to say, this has been one of the most exciting handheld devices released in a long time. I have personally had a lot of fun with it, and the excitement really comes down to its form factor, size, and the chipset they opted to use. Despite its small size, the RG28XX packs quite a bit of power, and they offer several different color variants on their website. I think Anbernic might have a real winner on their hands with the RG28XX. Let's dive into details and see if this device is a good fit for you. Starting off with the unboxing, it's really simple. Just like other Anbernic devices, this one already had a pre-installed screen protector, which is good so it won't be a hassle on our side. That's about it with the unboxing. The launch price for the RG28XX is $44, and I'd say it's an awesome little device for that price. They also got a $4 off, but right now I think that has already passed. However, even at the normal price of $48, this device is still a great deal if you know what you're getting into. You might also want to check AliExpress because sometimes they sell it at a discounted price. As for the color options, they are offering this in orange, gray, black, transparent, and beige white. Obviously, we're dealing with a pretty small device here. It has a 2.8-inch display, 640 by 480 IPS screen, which is fully laminated and provides a sharp and vibrant image. The screen brightness is decent, making it usable even in direct sunlight. The device houses a single front-facing monospeaker that delivers clear and sufficiently loud audio. For power, it packs a 3100 mAh battery, which Anbernic claims can last up to 8 hours. In my testing, I found it could even stretch to around 9 to 10 hours, depending on the game and the screen brightness. I really like the size. I think it's perfect for putting in your pocket, while I wouldn't make this my main device. It's a great carry-around travel companion that's totally capable of playing thousands of retro games. In fact, it can emulate N64, Dreamcast, PS1, and even some PSP games. In terms of storage, the RG28XX doesn't come with internal storage but includes preloaded 64GB microSD card, which I love. It's preloaded with games that are already organized. The last time I bought a retro handheld, the games were just messed up and all languages were available preloaded with it, which was confusing. But for this, they fix it for smooth, easy access to all the games you want. You also have the option to add a second microSD card, supporting up to 128GB. Also includes a 3.5 headphone jack, dual microSD card slots, a USB OTG port, and a mini HDMI port. Connectivity options are limited with wireless controller support being a hit or miss, but more on that later. The build quality of the RG28XX is impressive. The plastic used feels solid and has light texture that helps with the grip. The face buttons and D-pad, while small, are responsive and comfortable to use. They're just smaller versions of the glossy buttons seen on the Anbernic devices, with good resistance and travel without any clicking sounds. The D-pad is particularly noteworthy, with no accidental diagonals, making it great for precision gaming including fighting games and platformers. All the face buttons use rubber membrane conductive pads, giving them a nice feel. One clever design choice is the placement of the shoulder buttons toward the back, making them more natural to use. This positioning avoids the need for an awkward claw grip, which can be uncomfortable over long gaming sessions. The shoulder buttons are clicky, which isn't my favorite, but they work well enough. The start and select buttons as well as the volume rocker have a softer click, which I prefer. The menu, power, and reset buttons are recessed to prevent accidental presses. The mono speaker, while nothing extraordinary, gets the job done. It's functional, gets decently loud, and doesn't produce any weird noise like crackling. Here's a quick speaker test at max volume so you can hear it for yourself. As you can see, it's adequate for gaming, and for those who care about audio quality, headphones are the way to go. Now let's dive into the software. Anbernic has been refining their OS for the XX series, and while it's not perfect, it's functional for most users. The stock experience should be fine for quick pickup and play sessions. Though custom firmware will undoubtedly enhance the device's capabilities, it's already good enough for casual gaming. I think there are 2 custom firmware options available right now. Navigation is straightforward with 7 options on the main screen: Game Room, RA Game, Favorites, History, Search, App Center, and Settings. Game Room is the simple, no-frills option for picking a system and playing a game, which is great for kids or quick gaming sessions. RA Game houses all your RetroArch games, giving you access to RetroArch's extensive features. When it comes to performance, the RG28XX is capable of handling games up to the N64, Dreamcast, and PSP era. However, I wouldn't recommend it for this system specifically. The device shines with older 8-bit, 16-bit, and 32-bit systems. These games play flawlessly and the libraries are vast. The extra power in the H700 chipset allows for fast forward and shaders, enhancing the retro gaming experience. The biggest reason to buy one of these devices is for retro gaming, so let's see how it handles that. First off, we have some Super Nintendo emulation. I'm using the standalone emulator built into the handheld. You can access the menu by pressing the button up top where you can exit, save, load, and adjust video display effects. The HD mode looks great on the 2.8-inch IPS display, but you can also add scan lines if you prefer. Next, let's check out some Game Boy emulation. The standalone emulator only displays in black and white, but it still plays flawlessly. Game Boy Advance emulation is also excellent, and while the standalone emulator has some minor slowdowns, RetroArch runs everything smoothly. For PS1 emulation, the standalone emulator works great. Even demanding games like Bloody Roar 2 run at full speed. Some people might miss having analog sticks, but most PS1 games were originally played with a D-pad, so it's not a big issue. And for the PSP, it runs perfectly, but some games will be harder to play because you lack the analog stick, but it gets the job done if you want to play some lightweight games from the PSP library. And it also runs Dreamcast. Overall, for an ultra-portable retro gaming device, the RG28XX is fantastic. Over the past few years, we've seen several micro handheld devices hit the market, but most of them feel like novelties. The RG28XX, however, performs really well and isn't just a novelty item. It's small enough to fit in your pocket, allowing you to play your favorite games on the go. While I wouldn't recommend it as your main handheld device, its portability, solid performance, and excellent battery life makes it a great secondary device. I've been really enjoying my time with the RG28XX, and if you're interested in learning more or picking one up, I'll leave some links down below. So is the RG28XX worth it? Will you buy it or will you skip it? Comment down below and share your thoughts. That's going to wrap it up for this video. So like always, don't forget to like and subscribe and click that notification bell to stay updated. And as always, thank you for watching and happy gaming everyone.